Hey, what is going on, guys? Hex Competitive back again today with a brand new video, and as always, down title below the top we're talking about today, and that's Bungou Stray Dogs episodes 16 and or 3, depending on where you're watching season 2. So I'm just starting at the end here, and I just want to point something out. Okay, so the Mafia boss set all this up, right? He set the three-way controversy between Mimic, the Special Operations Unit, and the Mafia. He set all this up so he could gain that black envelope, which gave him a permission slip, basically, to start like an agency. Now, they were working with the government in order to obtain that. They had to. Now, I want you guys to think of something. It's a three-way conflict, right? Controversy. Now, did you see the title for the next episode? Did you see it? It's called a three-way conflict. And so what I'm getting from this is the Mafia boss is setting up the battle between the agency, the Mafia, and the overseas. I can't remember what the overseas people are called that are currently in the present time. I can't remember what their name is. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he set that up once again. So the same thing that happened to Odasaki, will that happen to Dazai? Because our main character, Atushi, is basically his Odasaka now. Because we find out that Odasaku basically says, be a good man. If there are going to be two sides that are killing people, be on the good side, at least so you can save people and become a better man. And you're not, he straight up tells him, you're not going to find comfort in either. You're not going to find what you're looking for in either. And he's like, how do you know that? He's like, because I know you better than anyone, because I'm your one and only friend. And I was like, wow, it makes so much sense now, and it's the characterization was so good. This is one of the best episodes of 2016. The writing's so good for this series, guys. If you have not started Bungou Stray Dogs, you are officially behind on a great show. And there's a lot of things that I was looking for more, in the sense of, he said, like Odasaku says, you will not find what you're looking for until like the moments of death. Death is something where it gets brought to light, and the fact is, people live to save their own lives, and he says you won't truly realize that until the moment you die. And I'm just kind of like, I know that may have been a little tongue twister right there what I said, but it's so amazing how well this series is truly written. Like, wow. And at the same time, if you guys didn't know who Natsumi Sokeki, I think his name was, the guy who wrote that book that Osaku was reading, he's actually an author in real life too. That's based off on a novelist that actually wrote books in Japan. And I found that very interesting, because I know a lot of these main characters are based off of, you know, other manga writers, but to find just a novelist, you know, I don't know what he wrote exactly, but just to find that was just so interesting. And it was kind of like, the whole time, all he really wanted me to truly do was finish this book for myself. Yes, he didn't get to write it, but he wrote his own ending. And now, if you guys are still in the video, put this in perspective. So the guy from the agency now on the good guy side, which Dazai resides, the one that has the power to like basically solve any crime and whatnot. So he runs into Osaku when we see that, and he says, "Hey, you're gonna die if you do what you're gonna do." And he basically could tell what the hell was going on. So obviously, it would make sense to him knowing what Dazai's past is and why he's there. It would make a lot of sense. And I just love the fact whenever Odasaku says, and save the orphans, and the fact that that's why he picked up Artushi, or whatever his name is. I can't remember exactly what his name is. I'm probably butchering it just a little bit. It's been so long since we've seen the guy. But it just makes so much sense. And I just feel like he's going to be the Dazai, and Dazai's going to be the Odasaku in the end. And I hate that. And he's probably gonna tell him the same thing that Odasaku told him. And when that happens, dude, just tell me what your thoughts on this whole first like 2.5 minutes of this video. Tell me if you think my thoughts are just or they're just crazy off the top. But Bungou Stray Dogs, Bungou Stray Dogs season 2. In general, amazing. Watch it. Like, if you click on the video now, do it, because we got a lot of stuff to go over. But go freaking watch this series, and don't say is it good. Don't ask me why. Don't tell me you're putting it on your watch list. Go fucking watch it. And now I just want to go into the dialogue between Guide and Otasaku. So we find out that Guide's actually just being this way because he has no home now, because his homeland betrayed him intentionally so they could gain a little something before the peace treaty between their country and another country was reached, even though they're in discussion about peace at that very moment, which he probably didn't even know until then. So basically, he's an outcast. He's a rebel now, so he has no place to call home. So he recklessly just goes to try and fight people, but wants to die. But he has precognition, so he can't just die. And he promises the men that he would die a soldier, so therefore he has to die like a soldier. He has to fight. He has to die fighting. And that makes sense. That makes sense. Because I was like, why don't you just let him kill you? But that makes sense now. So I hope that clears it up for a lot of you. Now, whenever Otasaku goes in, how he has a regret about not talking to Dazai before he dies. And thank God he got to talk to Dazai, man. Like, I'm so happy he at least got to do that. Now, the important part here is, whenever Otasaku asks, or whenever Guide asks Otasaku, he's like, so is his death like, is his want to be death like mine then? Does he want to die like me? And he's like, no, I think it's different. And I'm really interested to what he means by that, because that's a huge plot point that we've wanted to know about Dazai this whole time. He keeps talking about suicide, but how does Dazai truly want to go out? And I think that revolves around our main MC again, because he knows. I think Dazai looks at our main MC, Atushi, whatever his name is, I can't remember, but it's something really close to that. I'm just mispronouncing. I'm sorry, guys, but I'm wondering how, like, he's gonna be, because he came from an orphanage and all this stuff, and he kind of has nothing, and his orphanage kicked him out. So kind of like God, his homeland kicked him out. But it seems as if he's definitely the kind of person that has stuff to live for, and that's the people who are around him at this very moment in time. And I wonder if Dazai knows that. Well, I'm sure Dazai knows that. So I'm just wondering what kind of path he's gonna lead. Dazai's gonna lead him down, and what if Dazai were to die? What would he do? Because Dazai is the person that he cares about, and we've seen that. We've seen our main MC just reflect on Dazai when he's doing certain things like saving that girl and whatnot. So, guys, as always, you have been Hex. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Hex25. And one thing before we go, I just want to say the opening of this was badass. Whenever he's telling each kid good night and loading his gun. Just Bungou Stray Dogs, guys. Just go watch him. I mean, what else I gotta say? I mean, don't put it on your wait list. I mean, the first season, like the first 6 episodes, is really just kind of getting to know the characters, and it pays off tremendously later, especially later on, especially when we finally get to learn about freaking Dazai. This has been nothing but 3 episodes of flashback to start off season 2, and it's I can tell by the writing right now, nothing's going to compare to this fall. You know, I mean, it's in a class of its own. It really is. I mean, it's definitely in a class of its own. I think for this year, I think it's not like, I can't sit here and say this is better than ReZero, because what ReZero does for you as a human being, how it makes you reflect on yourself. Like when it gets that person where you feel I hate Subaru, and then Subaru makes me hate myself for certain things and the way I think. I can't say that, but I mean, I can say it's up there with those, like the Boku no Heroes, the ReZeros, the Mob Psychos. I'm not saying it's better than any of them, but it's in that class. If I were to make a top 5 class, it would be in that top 5 class. I'm not sure where it sits. It has some more to go, but I promise you one thing: you will not be upset with this writing. And if you are, in all honesty, in all due respect, you're probably looking for the wrong thing. You're probably not paying too close of attention to what's transpiring in this show. And at the same time, I don't know what kind of message you want, but I don't know a lot of people that don't like this kind of show. And if you like action, you like good writing, I mean, you like emotion, you like getting connected to characters, especially now. Like, I'm truly connected to our characters. Like, not all of them, but like our main character, I'm connected to him in the sense I really want to see where he goes, and Dazai is really pushing that for me now, simply because what we've learned about him. Odasaku, given he's dead, so I can't be too connected to him. But yeah, as always, guys, see you guys next time. Peace.